I went to university, and the deal was my parents would pay for my university fees, and that was it. Upkeep and my social life and everything else that I needed after that was me to take care of. And that was the deal with my parents. In fact, they said, once you go to school, we'll take care of your 6 months expenses, because you need to settle down, figure things out, find your way around, and then within 6 months really you should have figured stuff out, and after that you're on your own, but we'll take care of your tuition. So I was like, yeah, cool. And so I started, and I ate out every night, because guess what, when I was younger my siblings did all the cooking, but I couldn't have been bothered, and so I just didn't bother cooking. I would go out and eat a burger or chips or whatever it was that I was eating out. And I was in school with some friends who were a little loaded than I was, and so I joined them. When the 6 months were up, I hadn't had a job, and so I didn't have an income, and I had my money just slowly running out. And this one day, I remember, in fact, it had been a whole week, and this whole week I kept going to so-and-so's apartment, because we had student housing where there were 6 students in each house, and people used to cook, and I was in school with Asians, particularly from China and Singapore, and they cook like mad. And so I'd go to their apartments and say, hi, how are you guys doing? And I'd stick around, and before you know it, they're like Africans. I'd have food on my plate and I'd be eating. By this day, I had been around for like over a week, and so I was even embarrassed about going to these other people's apartments to eat. And so I was starving. I hadn't had lunch. My last meal was breakfast, and it was the last slice of bread I had. And I'm being serious. This is a true story. Hadn't had lunch. It was now dinner time. It was 9 p.m. and I couldn't sleep. And I was like, how am I going to hack this? So I went into my kitchen. There were 6 of us in this house. And I opened the fridge, and obviously I can't take someone else's food because I'll get into trouble. And I looked at what I had, and I had nothing, and I just had a tea bag, and I put it in a cup and put hot water, and I started sipping, and I was like, what am I gonna do? And so I walked to the bin, and I don't know why I walked to the bin, but I saw this bin, and there was a slightly over toasted slice of bread. And I picked it up. I took a knife, I scraped off the dark sides that were burnt, and I ate it, and I slept. That night changed my life. So from that dustbin story, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like I have to make sure that I am sorted. Like I cannot feel the way that I felt like that time. And so I said, I'm going to look for. It wasn't quite conscious. It was just I just had a hunger to know more about how to manage my money. So that's how I started. Thank you so much for watching the videos, for sharing, for liking them, for interacting with our social media pages. I'm really grateful. But guess what? I've written a book. I have, and it is right here. It's called Money Wise. It will be launched in 2 weeks, and I am looking forward to it. But before then, I've gotten so many questions and so many inquiries about this book because I've been talking about it privately. And so I asked my publisher for a couple of copies. He gave me 250, and now I only have 150 books left. If you want to get your hands on a copy, I'm only selling them for 800 shillings pre-launch price, and it's available only at Windsor House, first floor, along University Way, right opposite Central Police Station. You can get your copy there, and you can start reading and learn how to create, grow, and preserve your wealth. This is Rina Hicks with Money Wise.